level of confidence in that particular flashcard or topic that they're studying. So green is going to indicate high confidence in this particular flashcard. Yellow would be kind of middle of the road, still learning, and red is low confidence. Yes, Eric?
Do instructors have the option of highlighting or just highlighting important text or making annotations that students can see on their end?
Yes, so that's collaboration mode, which I'll touch on in a moment.
I did the game too.
Yeah, you guys are really ahead of the game today. So all these bubbles are going to correspond, the level of confidence corresponds with how often these flashcards are going to appear when the students are studying. Green ones are going to show up a lot less than red ones are, and that is designed to help improve the way students are learning and studying. Getting to Eric's point, collaboration mode. This is something we see a lot of faculty use because it allows faculty to share their marked up copy of the content with the students. All you need to do to share your content, so just to clarify, when the student enters their collaboration code, all your highlights and annotations and interactions are overlaid with their copy of the text. They cannot edit anything that you have done, but they have access to view it. All you have to do is hit create a new group. And it's going to give you some combination of words and letters that you will provide to your students. They'll go back into the sidebar to that collaboration mode and enter the join group by entering the code there. And they'll immediately have access to all your notes. You can press stop sharing if you'd like to discontinue access to your notes the night before a test or something like that. Copied content is fairly self-explanatory. It allows the student to keep track of all the content that they've copied from the textbook and how much they have left remaining within the publisher's DRM restrictions. Any questions so far? Okay. Going to offline mode. This we found to be incredibly important in Mississippi. We understand that sometimes you're not going to be able to access your ebooks without a Wi-Fi connection, but you're going to need to access that content. All the student has to do is flip that tab, select the range of pages they would like to take offline, and press go offline. As you can see in that little window, it's just downloading to the browser cache. The students don't have access to the file, so the content is secured. This is a link that the student can get to directly if they need to close their browser or something along those lines. And then, as I mentioned earlier, all the same tools are immediately available even though it's in offline mode. Okay. And then the best part about this browser-based reader is that it allows us to track all the students' interactions with the content, how they're learning really. And we provide all that information back to faculty in an attempt to really improve the way and empower the way that you teach and educate within your classes. Going to an example of the analytics here, Candace's dashboard, she would simply click RedShelf eReader. She'll be brought to her My Courses page, and you guys will have this exact same view. All you have to do to access your dashboard is click View Course Analytics. That is going to open the analytics dashboard for that particular course and section. So we collect a lot of information from students' interactions. Broad strokes, really granular, fine information, and I'll go over exactly what we deliver here. So you can see that you can set the time frame that you'd like to search through analytic data. It looks like students have spent 23 minutes reading the content in this course already, so whoever's teaching MMT 2623, your students are ahead of the game. You can see login patterns, as simple as how many times has Shelby Mealer logged into her textbook. The numbers don't lie, students can tend to. This graph right here allows you to track reading minutes spent. So in a fully active class with student participation, you're going to see a lot of spikes. When you see a very significant spike and you can break it down day by day, that might be an indication to you that The reading assignment that you provided that night was either viewed to be challenging or incredibly important. So that might be an indication to you that you might want to circle back around and touch on that content during your next day's lecture. Down here at the bottom, this is where we start to get a little more granular. This tracks the students' actual interactions within the textbook. So this is, someone they read this chapter for 2 minutes and made 4 text highlights. If you click into that, you can actually break down what page were they making these interactions on, because that might be some particularly important content if you see a very high spike in student interactions. You can actually also drill down by individual students to see how each individual student is interacting with the content. This is really helpful in identifying at-risk students, or those that might be struggling to learn with the content, etc. You can see exactly how they're interacting with their course content. Something that we understand that there is a learning curve when it comes to digital text for some students and faculty as well. So we have this online repository of all the FAQ common questions that have come up over the years. It's called RedShelf Solve. If you type that into Google, that's the first thing that'll come up. You can search your question. You can break it down to professor support, bookstore support, and student support. It'll bring you to any resources that you need to solve your particular issue. And if you somehow stump them, it's going to give you the contact information, help@redshelf.com, where our in-house customer service team will resolve any issue that may be occurring.